Time now for the morning rush. Today, CYFD will re-review applications from teachers who want a seat on the department's new task force. Now, this comes after originally educators were left off the board. The new task force aims to improve transparency within the department. This is when it comes to foster care. Now, of the 26 members announced, none were teachers or school counselors. CYFD says they will now change that. Erica.
All right, we're breezy today, especially by the afternoon and evening ahead of the cold front that's going to move in tomorrow. We do have red flag warnings in effect for the northeast side of the state.
On to breaking news for you. Representative Elijah Cummings of Maryland has died at the age of 68. The veteran U.S. Democratic congressman passed away this morning, according to his office. The representative recently oversaw 2 inquiries into President Trump, the most recent one, the ongoing impeachment inquiry into the president. His death comes after complications from a long-standing health issue.
Right now, APD is looking for the suspect. They say spray-painted swastikas all over a man's truck. Now, this happened at a home near Candelaria in Wyoming. This is around 11 on Tuesday night. The video shows the young man spray-painting the swastikas and other racist graffiti all along the truck. If you recognize the man in the video, you're asked to call police.
The family of Johnny Tapia is wondering who defaced a boxing legend's grave. Take a look at this. Tapia's widow, Teresa, says she's frustrated. At his gravesite, pictures were burned and destroyed. Numerous glass objects were smashed, and a picture of Tapia's mother was stolen. There have been numerous reports of vandalism at San Jose de Armijo Cemetery. That's where Tapia is buried. Right
now, a New Mexico U.S. Senator is working on a new drunk driving law. U.S. Senator Tom Udall is proposing adding a technology to cars that can actually take a blood alcohol reading when you touch the steering wheel or press the start engine button. If the reading is too high, the car will not start. Udall is now co-sponsoring the legislation with Florida Senator Rick Scott.
In the meantime, recommendations made by the governor's task force on legalizing recreational marijuana is heading to state lawmakers for review. One of the group's key recommendations is having pot providers reserve a portion of their supply for medical users and serve them before recreational users if supplies run short. Lawmakers will look at the recommendations in January.
Students at New Mexico Highlands University still won't be in class today. It's after a cyber hack that happened last week. The classes were supposed to resume yesterday, but officials decided to wait until Monday as to make sure that all the issues were resolved. Now, the university says student and employee records were not compromised. Erica.
Metro Threat Index is looking low for today, only at a 2. We upped it 1 from yesterday just because those winds are going to get a little bit breezy during the afternoon, up to around 15 miles per hour.
Minimum wage workers in Bernalillo County will soon see a slight bump in their paychecks. County commissioners approved a 15-cent cost of living increase from $9.05 an hour to $9.20 an hour. Now, this will affect employees outside the city limits. The change goes into effect January 1st and will only be effective until the statewide minimum wage goes up to $10.50 at the beginning of 2021. Well, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is working on a new way to ensure that the survival of the Mexican gray wolves in New Mexico and Arizona continues. Officials say the new approach should be based on something entirely new. Now, advocates are asking that the process to be open to the public and all alternatives be considered.
Happening right now, the city is considering ways to bring more visitors to one of the biopark's best kept secrets. Take a look at this. A plan to update the heritage farm at the back of the biopark includes adding a possible new barn for event space, a playground, and even a new walking path. The project will be paid for from the voter-approved biopark gross receipts tax.
This morning, there are some new mile markers along the Rio Grande. Now, the markers are designed to give people reference points if they need to call first responders for help. AFR says the system will make a huge difference in emergency response times. The project started in Corrales and is going to now cover 20 miles of the river all the way down to Isleta Pueblo. Erica.
Now let's get a check on the morning drive. Here's a look at the map. As you can see, everywhere looking very green. We're starting to see some yellow popping up on I-40 and Paseo del Norte, but other than that, just your normal slowdowns.
A local dancer is leaping onto the big screen, making her debut in the lead role of a new movie that's High Strung Free Dance. Juliette Doherty comes from a long line of dancers here in Albuquerque, and her family says they couldn't be more proud of her. Now, the film is playing at only one theater here in the metro. It's the AMC Albuquerque 12 Theater. That's near Rio Bravo and Coors, starting on Friday.
This morning, there are now more sights to see along the Breaking Bad RV tour routes since last week's release of the Netflix movie El Camino. The company that runs the tours have added additional stops. One of the new stops is the El Cafe, which is a scene of a major flashback, but that's all we can say.
Okay, what's your homework this weekend?
Watch El Camino before Breaking Bad. Just kidding. I'll watch Breaking Bad.
On this day in New Mexico, 54 years ago, 1965, there was heavy rain. 30.66 inches were measured at Clayton Airport. That was the highest one-day total precipitation for October in Clayton. And keep in mind, we normally see around 1 inch of rain throughout the month of October as a total. So that was a lot. Time for the 5 facts.
Number 5 here, a local dancer is making her debut in a lead role of a movie alongside some big-name Hollywood actors. Julia Doherty comes from a long line of dancers in Albuquerque. When she heard about a film focused on dance, she jumped at the opportunity and sent in an audition tape. The film High Strung Free Dance focuses on 2 young artists getting their big breaks when cast in a new Broadway show. It will also star well-known actress Jane Seymour playing Doherty's mom. Doherty has also danced with the San Francisco Ballet, Phoenix Ballet, Radio City Rockets. For details on where you can view this film, go to our website, krqe.com.
At number 4, students at New Mexico Highlands University, they are still not returning to the classroom this morning. It's following a cyber hack that happened last week. The classes were supposed to resume yesterday, but officials decided to wait until Monday to make sure that all the issues were resolved. The IT department became aware of the malware attack last week. The university says that information on some computers was compromised, but student and employee records were not compromised.
And for today, we're going to have some pretty strong winds, especially on the northeast side of the state. So there is a red flag warning in effect from 1 p.m. today until 7 p.m. for Union, Harding, and San Miguel counties. Winds are going to be gusting over 35 miles per hour combined with very low relative humidities, and it'll be very easy for wildfires to spread.
And number 2, right now, APD is looking for the suspect they say spray painted swastikas all over a man's truck. The Adams family surveillance camera caught the suspect outside their home. This is near Candelaria in Wyoming around 11 on Tuesday night. The video shows the young man spray painting swastikas and other racist graffiti all along the truck. Luckily, the family found the graffiti before the paint dried. If you recognize the man in the video, you're asked to call police.
On to number 1 now. Today's CYFD will re-review applications from teachers who want a seat on the department's new task force designed to better protect children in foster care. On Tuesday, CYFD announced its new 26-member task force, which aims to improve transparency within the district. And not a single teacher or counselor was on it, even though the legislative memorial to create the task force specifically requested they be part of the group. CYFD says they will now change that. As of this morning, 6 teacher applications are under review again. The task force first meeting set for next month.